There are predators out there, don't trust people. They act as if they care. They are wolves in sheep clothing, they are evil. So don't just go on any taxi, and don't just go on any bus. Don't just trust loose faces, no. Suss them out first. Don't make night get you too far from home. Don't get your loved ones nervous. Just think before you act now, pretty. Time is so evilous. Now to my big woman friend them.
Morning.
Stop stay with the madman them. If every day I beat you and I'll treat you, one day your life in a problem. Girl, now make no money. You stay and fight because it better you leave if you not treat you right. But don't disrespect and stay out at night. But well, at these days you will losing. We're losing too many women. Stop the violence against women.
Welcome to everybody on Facebook. Welcome to everybody on YouTube. Morning.
We're losing too many women, yeah. Stop the violence against women. We need to love our women. Take care of the women. Stop abusing the women.
I think we can go straight into the show.
Me never seen nothing where heard me so. If you want find God,
I think we can go straight into the show this morning. No long talking. Alright? So morning everybody, welcome to another edition of Monday Morning Medz with me, Kamala the Right Mango. And of course we are streaming from both platforms, both Facebook and YouTube this morning. And today we are still talking about domestic violence. You know, it's becoming more and more evident that we have this problem with domestic violence. I mean, more people are coming forward in the media. We have seen a couple articles featuring women who decided to come forward and talk to speak about their stories about domestic violence. We have no idea how common it is. Domestic violence is so rampant in our society, and it's leading to all of these killings, you know. So big up on yourself. Morning Otis and LA. Hi Lele, how are you? I see your son going on with things. Morning, Judine Semir. Listen, I have to resort to Bertha, my glasses, because apparently the contacts, I don't know, the diameter is wrong and them squeezing my eyeballs. Yeah. They literally squeeze it. I had the whole weekend I was in a lot of eye pain because of the contacts. So I have to draw for Bertha. I tried to put Bertha aside, but I had to draw for Bertha, you know. Morning Unstoppable, I'm going over to YouTube now. Morning Unstoppable Queen Donna Marie. Morning Sassy Queen. Morning Natalie Panton. Morning everybody. Morning. I'm making sure not to leave the YouTube massive out this morning. Thank you so much for joining me, YouTube. How wanna do? Thank you so much for joining me. Alright, so today we're gonna be talking domestic violence, and I'm supposed to talk to two victims. I've only been getting through to one so far this morning. It's a very sticky topic, and we know that it takes a lot of courage to come forward, and I'm talking from experience here. It takes a lot of courage to come forward and talk about domestic violence. But of course, before we go into our discussions, I want to recap what has been going on over the past week. Right now, everybody is talking about this movie, Fall from Grace by Tyler Perry. It's on Netflix. If you have not seen it yet, go and go watch it. I sit down and watch a movie yesterday, and me tell you, say, it took me longer to watch the movie. The movie is 120 minutes long. It took me about 3 hours to watch the movie because it's like me have to rewind it and watch a part again. Me have to, anytime I get into movies, this is what happens. And listen, this movie, I'm gonna go and go watch it. it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. My only concern is that them take good Mrs. Huxtable and turn her into a bad guy. That is my only concern. But I'm gonna go and go watch it. It's a really good movie. Right? Yeah, so let's go on to what was happening this week. Let's go on to what was. Hi, Jenny from White Plains. Yes, Keisha, it's a boom movie. Morning, Diana. Morning, Colin and Justine. Yeah, it really is. That movie is something else. Hi, Teresa. Morning, Teresa, over on YouTube. Morning. So let us talk about what happened in Jamaica this week. Jamaica is bleeding. You know, I was supposed to, okay, only give me 1 minute. See my guest calling me back. Just give me a minute, all right? 1 minute. Yes, good morning, my dear. Yes, I wanted to bring you on to talk about, on my program to talk about the issue this morning. About 9:45. Is that good with you? All right, I'll call you back. Great. All right, good. So our two guests are available. Isn't that grand? Oops, gone into the wrong thing. Yeah, our two guests are now available. Isn't that a good thing? Yes, so she returned my call. I had spoken to her last week. And yes, so we will have our two guests to talk to us about their experiences with domestic violence. But let's just get back into Jamaica Bleeds. Now, this bad accident happened yesterday morning. Boy, what a terrible accident. This accident happened in Trelawney, Hague Trelawney, on this road, this main road in Hague Trelawney. The North Coast Highway. That piece of stretch there between Ochi and Montego Bay is so deadly. Every minute another set of people dead on it, and right along the stretch. If it's not right here, so in Trelawney, it's furthermore in going towards Mobay, and near the Elegant Corridor side, right before you go on the Elegant Corridor. I don't know. The road is nice and it's pretty and it's smooth. It's very deceptive. Having traversed on it a couple times well myself, I know that road is made for speed. Right? If you don't careful, your foot gets away with you on that road. But people need to take it easy. And you know what makes it worse is that a lot of people who are going to the airport, to Sangster International Airport, take this route. And, well, it's where most people have to drive. And the thing about it is, when them late to go airport, them try all sort of antics on the road. You understand? And the victims so far, there are 4 victims. These are 2 of the victims that lost their lives. Dayton McCleary, and I don't know what the other guy name. But these are 2 of the victims. You know, one of them, I don't know which one of them, but one of them is a twin. It's so sad, but one of the twins lost his life in the accident. But we were told that all victims were from Portland. You understand? Me I go tell you what the victim them name in a minute. I'm just gonna bring it up on my website. I did a story on it. Alright, so 3 of the victims identified. So you have 22-year-old Everton James. His picture is not there. You have 24-year-old Dayton McCleary, who is this guy in the blue and white shirt. And Omroy Russell is the other one in the plaid shirt. That's his name. So when you look at the pictures, I mean, they were traveling in this little car and they crash in the bus. You understand? Apparently they were overtaking a line of traffic and they crashed in the bus. You know, we have to try and get these young men to take it easy on the roads. These young men just, oh my God. It's so sad because 4 families are now in mourning. 4 families are now in mourning. So, as the mother of a young man myself, a young adult, me tired to tell him, say, take it easy on the roads. He doesn't have a car himself, but don't make nobody speed with him. You understand? It's better them tease you, say you're a wuss or whatever, than you go and lose your life over this. You understand? Morning, Lisa Lindsay over there on YouTube. Morning everybody. Morning. Thank you again for joining me. All right, so those are the Trelawney victims. This is the Trelawney accident. Now, we had some bizarre cases. Well, not bizarre, but some throwback cases. Who remember Simone Collymore? Simone Collymore is the woman whose husband, Corey Collymore, paid to have her killed, and she was shot up with her driver, her taxi man. She was separating, in the process of separating from him. He's a foreigner, he's not even Jamaican. And he hired a hitman to kill her in January 2018, basically 2 years ago. Well, the hitman was killed last week, Monday, by the police. A little bit after we ended Monday morning Medz, there was a raid in Mango Walk in Montego Bay, a gated community, where this picture with these guys in the van back is from the raid. They were raided from the community, and they were this one now. His name is Kimani Brown, otherwise called Damian Mitchell. He was the alleged hitman that was he was a contract killer hired by Omar Collymore to kill Simone, this beautiful young lady you see here with the demon. And she was killed, and the driver was killed. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And well, the police finally caught up with the killer, the contract killer, who was also responsible for quite a few other contract killings. He was said to be one of Jamaica's leading contract killers. So exactly 2 years after he was killed. So good job to the police. Another incident, and this one is so tragic. If you remember the Shantae Skyers case, where this beautiful baby girl was kidnapped, raped, and killed on her way home from school sometime last year, up in Stirling Castle, in up there in Red Hills, the Red Hills area, and there, as a result of the killing of her, she was missing for quite a while. We did extensive coverage of the story on this page. It was so tragic. We even spoke to one of the teachers who taught at Red Hills Primary, where little Shantae attended. Well, this gentleman over here, Quada Don, that's what he's called. He's a DJ, an entertainer. Now, after Shantae was brutally murdered, the community decided to exact jungle justice on a resident who happened to be mentally ill. Miguel Williams, his name was. It so happened that he was the wrong person. They killed the wrong person. So Quada Don, his real name is Shaquille Clark, he was held in connection with the mob killing. They actually beat the man to death, a mentally ill man, and lit his body on fire. And Quada Don, there's another one that was arrested as well. They've arrested 2 people in connection with that killing. And I see a lot of outcry. Yes, Lisa, the tables turn. No, Lisa. The man that was killed was not the actual suspect. He was a mentally ill man. The real person, who is still at large, by the way, they still have yet to catch the real killer. They threw the bag over this man's house. Now, it's so sad because, a couple months before this entire incident occurred, Bellevue Hospital started releasing patients back into their community. It was a big thing in the news, and this gentleman, Miguel Williams, was one such individual who really, he was mentally challenged. He was a resident at Bellevue, and they decided to send him back into his community. A couple months after, he was killed for something he had nothing to do with. And Quada Don is one of these suspects. It is such a sad story, because I'm not going to say I don't understand where the people them, like Quada Don and the rest of them who were involved in that incident, were coming from. And these are just allegations, mind you. He has been charged, but it still has to go in front of the court. He will not be found guilty until they go in front of the jury and the people them convict him. He's been charged with the crime along with another gentleman. He has not been convicted as yet. right? So we can only hope it's best. I didn't know about him before, but my 13-year-old daughter knew who he was. Apparently, he's an upcoming artist with a lot of songs that are doing very well. This is just so sad that he has been caught up in all of this right at this moment. And last but not least, this beautiful woman, Anne Marie Stewart, who was a businesswoman in um, Old Harbor. She was a shop owner. She was killed. It seemed to me to be a contract killing. We're not sure. But a man just went into our shop in Old Harbor 10 o'clock Monday night and shoot her in her head. He just shoot her. You understand? He went in, ordered a cigarette, and shot her. The carnage continues. The carnage continues. And there are some that I have not put up that I will mention. I mean, there's killing in Buff Bay. Not Buff Bay, sorry, Bull Bay. My apologies to the community of Buff Bay. Bull Bay. Bull Bay are going bad. And it's not in the news. You know, up until January 15th, according to the media, there are 52 murders up until that day. And it's still, we don't hear about the latest ones yet. Today is the 20th. Right up there were 52 murders in 15 days. Boy, we're going for a new record this year. We are definitely going for a new record this year. So today's topic now is domestic violence. Alright? Yes, Black Beauty is a lot of topic, a lot of stories. This poor woman, I don't even know, but the violence against women continue. The violence against all Jamaicans continue, and it's just sad. Now, at the beginning, I played a Christopher Martin song. That song, just to tell you how long this whole thing I tell you, say, every year at the beginning of the year, between January and March, there is a spike in domestic killings. It happened last year. It happened the year before. I remember because this song by Christopher Martin that I just played was released in 2017, February 2017, in response to the number of killings of women. And it happened last year in 2018 too. Remember them, they killed the lady who drive the school bus. Her husband fly in from foreign and come shoot her and try fly out back is 1 year ago. Every year at the beginning of the year we get a spike in these domestic killings. So it's nothing new, right? And then when it go back down by March, April, we forget about it. I'm just hoping that we don't forget about it this year. You know, I had a very interesting weekend. I had a friend who called me in distress because her spouse, she found out that he was involved in a relationship. She's been with her husband for 19 years, right? And she found out that he was involved. They are both the same age, 53, and she found out he was involved with a 28-year-old. And she was so distraught. Now, this woman who is a friend of mine, I know she has health issues. She has a problem with her heart. And this is Friday, she called me while I was up and down working. And I had to just stop a minute and just deal with her because me no want her heart start up back with her again. Right? Because I know that she has this. So I tried to encourage her to just get out of the atmosphere and just breathe. When she called me back this morning, and she was so angry because when I spoke to her on Friday, she was so heartbroken. This morning when I spoke to her, she spoke to me yesterday and she was telling me how, boy, him apologize and ray, and he spoke to the girl and tell her, say, him breaking it off. Well, this morning apparently she went in his phone and realized, say, the relationship not done, and she got so angry. Me just did have to talk her down. Why I bring this up is because I want to show you that a lot of people are giving this excuse, say, woman do all of these things. Why? Basically, they blame the women when the women are killed or these things happen. Women go through this every single day. Every single day we hear these stories of women who are heartbroken by these men. Right? It goes both ways. No. I can tell you that if this man continues the relationship and she keeps finding out that he does not, I'm telling you how it is going to go, because this is what I have lived myself, right? if him don't end this relationship with this young girl, because there's no way. And I spoke to him, I told him. I said to him, my darling, the only thing a 28-year-old wants with you, you are 53, is what is in your pocket. She's not sexually attracted to you. Take it from me. Right? Because even if you decide, say, you're going to leave your wife of 19 years for this little young girl, in 10 years' time, by the time she reached 38 and you 63, and your penis can't stand up like how it used to stand up, she's going to either do the same thing to you, give you a bun, or she'll go left you because she wants sex. When she reach them age there, she will be in the prime of her life, needing fulfillment, and you cannot give it to her. Right? So, just know yourself. But if him don't listen, and it continues, after a while, my friend is going to become more and more used to the situation until she is going to either turn to something else to occupy her time, meaning she is going to find something else to put her energy into, because that's just how women are. Whether it's another man, yeah, that is quite a possibility, or church, or friends, she's going to basically divert her attention. So if him continue with this, I kill him relationship. Me break it down to him. Right? Hope and pray says not another man should divert her attention to. Because then I'm not going to say it is right, but this is just human nature. So a lot of times, demonize women. These are the things that women go through. And I talk from experience, I'm not afraid to tell you, say, I have lived it, I know, right? Me say me get the whole factory full of bun with my marriage. The amount of picnic we carry home come give me when me did married. So me have one, so one of the woman them a road have one. I kid you not. So I'm talking from experience, right? Until you reach the point where you've literally fall out of love and you pull away. The man still love you now, even though he might give the whole factory full of bun, him still love you, I don't know, it's weird, right? And the minute that you try to leave, which I did, it's like you can't leave. That is when they want to kill you. When you go through all of this with them, and you put up till you can't put up no more. This is when where you decide say enough is enough now and you try to leave. This is when them decide say them want to kill you. It is sad, but it is true. Right? And it's something that we need to be cognizant of when we blame the women who are in this situation. We saw a young lady, a 26-year-old, who was the victim of repeated domestic violence. When you hear her father talk, him say him daughter move back home because she can't take it no more. Right? The constant abuse. And the man follow her, go her father yard, go kill her. You understand? No. I don't know why I don't even know how to explain it. But if women were supposed to kill men when we go through these things, you know how much dead man you would have? Let me see what it's saying on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, Kay, until you can't take it no more. Yes, Delia, women find a coping mechanism. Keisha is saying, Kamala, it's hard, but we as individuals need to pray and find a way to encourage ourselves. And also find something to occupy our time. Yeah, it's true. But the thing is, what are we going to occupy our time with? You understand? Lisa on YouTube is saying that's the same situation with my brother. The girl is 27 and he's 48, and the only thing she wants is to be in his house. And she also has another partner. Exactly, Lisa, this is it. You understand? These men don't understand that there is nothing, you're not sexually compatible with somebody that is half your age. It is just not. Just stop thinking that you are. If she have you because you can offer her security, she have a little young man to offer her sexual satisfaction. It's just so it go. Right? So no matter how you want to fool yourself. And the thing about it, for my ex-husband faced with the same situation, and me tell him, we part with ways long time, me move on, him move on. Me tell him, say, the young girl, them, Papi, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that when I was a young girl, thank God that my father did instill certain values in me. There is nothing one big man could have offered me. Right? Because anything me want, me go to my father for it. Right? So I did not need a father figure because I had a very, very I think I had the best. I have the best father in the world. I'm so blessed. I tell you all the time. Say, I don't get my blessings through riches. I get my blessings through my family because I have amazing parents and I have an amazing father, and because of the values that him instill in me, I just never had the need. If I was not attracted to somebody physically, I wouldn't just not be interested in a relationship with them. You understand? I just saw me stay. Me have to, money just never impressed by money. And that is what we find a lot of these young girls are doing. Right? And so this one will get killed in Manchester, and I see a lot of people cussing her and things. She get caught in that trap. You understand? So the bottom line is, as I said it last week, the onus is on us, the women, to raise our men to be strong and to be responsible, to stop this foolishness. Right? First of all, women are not commodities. Right? And when a man invests so much in these women, especially like now, this man take up this 28-year-old girl. If my friend ever decides that she go and leave him, because this is what happens a lot of times. The relationship mash up. When she decides that she's going to leave him, if his affections are now turned towards this young lady, if this young lady decides to get up and leave it, he may either kill her or kill himself. Because he gave up everything for her. Because obviously he's giving up finances for her. He gave up his life partner for her. You understand? I saw some of these incidents happening. Are you following me? And this is not me blaming the women. This is me blaming the men. Want all, lose all. Because they can't satisfy. You understand? And I'm telling you, I lived it. You know, I plan to share my story of being the first victim of domestic abuse. You know, it's so funny that my daughter yesterday, we were in the supermarket and we were having a conversation. I don't know how it came up, but some argument between she and her daddy, and me just make a little slide, make a little comment slide about, boy, I know you know what I went through. Something like that I said, and she said, hey, but daddy couldn't try that foolishness with you. I'm just so happy that she did not. She was too young to remember the things that I went through, because we separated five years ago, over 5 years ago. This year we make 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. 2014. This year is 6 years. And she's 13, so she was perhaps too young. You understand? But if I ever tell you some of the things I go through, I remembered one situation. This morning I remembered one particular incident when I was trying to leave him. I was on crutches for an incident, a dancing incident. I was at the stadium dancing, and because I danced right up until I had an injury too. Not even two. This year will be the second year since I have my injury. But you know, I was a dancer right up. And I had an injury. I tore every single ligament in my left knee. I still don't have any ligaments in my left knee. I didn't do that. They recommended that I did surgery. I didn't do the surgery. As a physiotherapist, I rehabilitated myself, strengthened my muscles, and I went back to dancing even though they told me I wouldn't be able to dance again. And while I was on crutches, and we had one of our many fights, it normally involved a woman calling my phone to taunt me. Oh, I remember at one point, one of them used to call me and sing, "I've got your man and you can't do anything about it." And she used to call from different numbers. And so, these are the things that I used to go through. I used to wonder, okay, you have your woman them on road. Why would you give them access to my phone number? Why would you give them access to me as your wife? And of course it would start fights. And this one particular time, I made up my mind that, listen, I was done. May I go left. And this is why I give women the advice, do not tell these men that you're leaving them. Just plan it in your head. Right? At that time, we were living in a townhouse. You understand? Of course, a townhouse has 2 stories. And he pushed me down the stairs. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. This young lady. Yes, Cardi? Yes, there. 2:30, that's too late. It's just 5 minutes, you know. Yeah, it's just 5 minutes. Just pick our 5 minutes. Here, go bathroom or something. Oh, alright. I understand, but it's just still my program finish at 10:30. So it have to be before that. What time is break time? Alright, let me bring you on now then. Alright. Well, I have to talk to her now because it's break time. So let me just set up and get her on. So this is my first. Let me turn on this thing. This is my first victim. And this young lady's story, we're going to call her Shelly. We're not going to use her real name. Alright? And Shelly, I spoke to, she reached out to me. Alright, Shelly. We're calling you Shelly for the show, alright? You hearing me? You hearing me? Hello?
I'm not hearing you clearly.
You hearing me now? Is it any better now? Your background noisy. Alright, I'm gonna call her back. Apparently because she teaches, she have to do it now. So I'm gonna just get her on. Alright? I can always tell my story after.
Hello?
Yes, you hearing me now? You hearing me now?
I'm hearing still because of the breeze.
Okay, alright. Alright, I just wanted to share your story with me. I was just explaining to the viewers, we're not going to use your real name, alright? We're not going to use your real name. You hearing me now? You hearing me now?
Yes, yes.
Alright, I was saying that we're not going to use your real name. Alright, but I just wanted to share what has been happening with you. Just I visited you last week. Just tell the viewers just tell them your story with you and the father of your child. What has been happening?
Okay. We've been together for 5 years. And he was very, very abusive. In the terms of physical abuse, mentally abusive, every form of abuse you can think about, right?
Yeah.
And I told him I was going to end the relationship. He was like, any man me fear with our dead. Any man me fear with you and them our dead.
Okay.
We were living together, right? And
Yeah.
I said to him, it won't work out, so it's better he moved out. When he moved out, he keeps visiting my home. Every night, he would sleep at the window. Every single night. Person's been telling me he's at the window sleeping in the dark. When I catch up on him, he would be like, you need to make it get the place. I need to make it get the place. So, when I come out here, you can't stop me from coming out here. Anyway, long story short, I eventually get somewhere out of the area and move out.
Right.
Right? He's been calling my phone, threatening me.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh Lord, bad connection. Yes, I hearing you now. Go ahead. I'm call her back straight. See the problem with WhatsApp? I'm going to call her back straight. Call her back straight. Can't deal with WhatsApp more time. Yes, dear. Calling you back straight because WhatsApp giving trouble. Yeah, man. All right. Continue. Continue talking.
Yes. So when I go to the police, the first thing the police would be like, lady, you see, anytime you not sleep with them, man, I'm not let them go too deep, you know. Because when they go too deep, then they addicted. So I said to you,
same said to you, don't go too deep.
I'm going through my abuse. And they're telling me that some of the police, they go to the station, they would be like, you can't have your number.
So them put in argument to you, they look in you,
right?
you. When you go to report your domestic abuse, them looking either rude with you passing them place or looking you.
Yes, they put in argument to you. They want even your number. When I said even asked me last week that if he could take my number out of the book and if he could take it lunch to bring me home. He was saying he want to put me up. Right? That's the thing. Sorry, you're feeling me distress and abuse and you are telling me to put me up. I'm not looking at anybody. I come to report this man. Right?
Yeah. So tell us what happened last week now. Because you've moved out.
I'm not hearing you.
Yes, I was saying to you, tell us what happened last week. Because you've moved out of the area. You went to somewhere else.
I moved out of the area now. And I'm very far from this man. And I don't know how this man find where I work. But I was so surprised to see him standing at the door of the classroom. Right? Right at the door of the classroom, he was standing, and he was like, hey, class, they take no the sign, they take the sign, yeah? She must chill, you know. They must have made it over this away for you, yeah? They must have made it over this away for you. So I have no choice than to let the supervisor know what's happening. So they call the police, and they circle the area, and they find him in a corner, hiding. When the police went for him, he was all gone.
You see the police, him realize, so you call the police.
Yes.
So.
Right, so he leaves. Huh?
So now he knows where you work. Alright? Him don't know where you live, but him know where you work.
Yes, he told me where I work. I did not tell him where I work because when I get to work here, it was when the relationship ended.
Okay.
So I did not have any form of communication with him.
Oh my God.
So that is the thing now. We are still trying to figure out who this young man knows where to find me.
And you have a child for him?
Yes, I have a 2-year-old child for him.
Alright, so what is going to be your next move in terms of ensuring that this man can't bring any harm to you or your children? Well,
I went to the police last week and they are saying that I should take out the restraining order, and I did, so I don't know what will happen because when I look at the situation, it seems like not even restraining order can't stop these men from carrying out their act.
You know, see what women are faced with. This woman has left the man. She break up with him, part ways with him, right? And she has turned to the police, and I'm making sure to publicize this. And she has given me permission to put this man picture out there, and I don't put it out there yet, and I'm going to put it out there eventually, right? Because we need to know who these animals are that are abusing and threatening our women. I thank you so much for talking to me. I know you have to go back to your classroom now. Take care. And I will be in contact with you. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, thank
you. Take care. Yeah, man. Okay. And you see what woman have to go through. Right? So when you people blame women, talk about, oh, them cheat, them this, them that, I want them to realize that this woman has decided, this man has been abusive to her, because she doesn't have a lot of time, I can fill you in with the story because I actually visited her. She was sick, she had dengue, I took some papaya leaf juice for her, I spoke to her for quite a bit, right? And this man abused her in every way possible. Traced her out, he turned her into a social outcast in our community, right? Basically. And this woman found a way out of the relationship. She moved, go far from him. Right? Change her job to get away from this man. And him still track her down and he's still stalking her. She's been to the police at least 8 times. If the police not asking her out on date, the police telling her say he mustn't go, she met the man go too deep in her because she tie him. And she make him go crazy. These are the things that we are faced with. And I spoke to a police about it too, you know. Because I've been trying to assist her. Because really and truly, if we can prevent one death, we should. And I spoke to a policewoman who gave me some good advice. I can't bring her on because she's not authorized to speak about it. I'm still going to try and bring on Superintendent Lindsay. I'm going to try and reach out to her, Senior SSP Lindsay about it. I'm gonna try because she busy bad, right? So the bottom line is, don't think say a lot of these cases women don't want to leave. They're trying, right? They are trying to leave. Them trying and they can't leave. Let me see what everybody is saying. I'm damn bright, yeah. So Lisa is saying her brother went to the police and they tell him she can't leave his house, but this girl stabbed him. Someone like that doesn't respect restraining order, especially, it's exactly Carlene. Hi Carlene Unstoppable. I would like to send the pictures of my brother's house and see what he's going through. This girl is nasty, but you should, because we want people to know. Morning Carlene Unstoppable. We want people to know that this is not a one-way street. Abuse is abuse. And listen, one story we didn't mention is that there was a domestic abuse incident involving two men this week in Sagoville, you know, where the gay lover stabbed the other lover, you know, to death, you know, and kill him, you know. So domestic abuse is domestic abuse is domestic abuse. Women are also perpetrators, as Lisa is here sharing the story over by YouTube. So don't expect Facebook people, don't expect to see it. It's on YouTube. I'm running the concurrent stream, so we're having the conversation on YouTube as well. So Lisa over by YouTube is saying that her brother is going through a similar situation where the woman is the one who is abusive. She even stabbed him, right? So I just wanted you to understand what the victims go through. And it's not that people don't try to get out and get away. I was telling you my story. I did try to get away. I moved away. I actually moved away now. Right? I moved away. I didn't even have one man in the house that stay with me. And he was still my husband at the time. He break the window when he realized that I was not alone, because he thought that he would be able, because I moved away to a house that I had in Spanish Town, because that time we live in a one townhouse uptown, you understand, and me did have my house in Spanish Town, and I moved there. This is after he pushed me down the stairs. But that time I was on crutches, right, and he pushed me down the stairs, right. Him tell people say he was never abusive to me, but I can remember the first incidents of abuse. Right? There's just certain times I remember, and listen, I will never for 1 minute say that eventually I never reach a point where something clicking on my head and I start fight back, because I take my carry and lick him down. After a while, it's either kill or be killed where me was concerned. I don't know about the other women, but where I was concerned, this boy now go mash me up and get away with it, and we're go fight it out. Right? Him hit me one time. We were arguing in the car. It was my car. I was driving right by Guinness Corner, in right on the highway, Mandela, as you come off of Mandela, Guinness Corner, near Central Village. And he hit me and I was working as a drug rep at the time, and him throw my samples, it was raining, and he threw them out of the car, knowing that this is not my things and I cannot replace them in my car. You understand? And something just busting in my head, you know. I come out, I pack up my something them. He was walking towards Central Village, and I line him up and I lick him out of the road with my car. I kid you not. You understand? Because something just, and you see, from that incident going up until we separate, any fight we have is not him hitting me anymore. It's because the minute him try, me I fight him. You understand? Me I fight him. Say it wasn't after that. As a matter of fact, because we tried to get intervention and everything. After a while, the psychiatrist, so the people, the counselor, say, he's a battered husband. So I said to her, so when he was battering me and going through all of the something them. Because listen, I'll heat up frying pan and lick him across him head with it, you know. I did. Listen. Because it's either me or him. One time I make up my mind, say, I am going to kill this man. No, trust me. And listen, ladies, do not make anybody make you get to that point. When you realize that you're reaching to that point where, listen, you're losing your sanity, it's time to leave. And I guess I had to go through all the periods, all of the periods of emotions, all the emotions. I had to reach the point where I was able to think with a cool head, because I was just emotionally detached. I was just emotional. I became emotionally detached from the situation. And becoming emotionally detached, finding other ways to cope. I went back into my dancing full time at that point, and this was about 2013, and I went back into my dancing and I just went and buried myself in found ways to just come out of it. And I was able to think straight and plan my exit strategy. And this is why I tell you all the time, people, women, don't just get up and leave, because I'm telling you, I think it's the crutches that saved my life that day then, because all the crutches, I had crutches. I was at the top of the stairs with the crutches, and the man pushed me down the stairs with the crutches, and the crutches fall crossway the stairs. Why I never drop and lick up my head and kill myself. You understand? And I would have been dead. And he would have basically pushed me to my death because I said I was leaving. After we argued because his woman called my phone. Right? This is not just me get up and leaving. This is us arguing because his woman called my phone. You understand? But yet I mustn't leave. This is how these men think. Don't think so, boy, because him there road a cheat and have 1,000,001 woman, you can get up and leave because you his wife. Because at the end of the day, it took, even after I left, he tried all the antics. Me telling him my story all the time, how I managed to get out of Africa. Me send him go. Me send him go Africa, sent him straight on a one-way ticket to Nigeria. In 2014, when there was an Ebola outbreak, I kid you not. And I tell this story with my eye them dry like chip. Because I have no regrets. Oh, he came back, he found his way back, almost a year later. He had to find his way back. But by the time him come back, house gone, everything dissolved me, him don't know where to find me. It gave me the time that I needed to bring my life back together, some semblance of bringing my life back together. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not everybody going to have the resources to buy a ticket to Nigeria for anybody to go. Because it take a whole leap. The ticket at the time was 2,500 US, and it took a lot of planning. Right? It took a lot of scraping. You understand? It was just an opportunity. The opportunity was there for me to go to Nigeria. And it was either one of two things. Me take my picnic them and go come. Me not left my picnic them. Right? Or him go on. And one thing I know is that I was not taking my children in 2014 to Nigeria, where there was an Ebola outbreak, and I don't know Nigeria. I don't know where Ebola is. You understand? So me going alone was out of the question, and me taking the kids was out of the question. And so something go off in my head. Say, listen, send him go on. Offer the invitation to him and send him go on. And that is how I got out. You understand? That is how I got out. A lot of people did not know. Some of my best friends did not know I was going through this until after. They thought that we were happily married, and when we separated and they realized that I was no longer with it, they shocked. Because you learn how to hide these things as a woman. Can you shame? Anyway, let me call my next guest now. What she saying? She messaged me. Calling you now. Straight. Alright, so we're going to talk to Sasha. And you know, we had Sasha on the program last week because she had appealed for help. The same young lady who had appealed for help last week. If you were on the show last week, you would have remembered that she was appealing for help. She's the mother of 2 children, and she really down on her luck. But you see, a lot of times when women are in this situation and they decide to leave, this is, if I never had even though I tell people all the time, I lost everything. When I dissolved my marriage, me lose everything. Everything. I had to start over from scratch. And I am not even there back to where I was. I lost everything. Everything. I mean, to the point where may have to catch and leave my kids by my parents for a while. People don't even know. If I should sit down and tell my story, it's not easy for a woman to leave. And this is why I want to talk to Sasha now, so you can understand what she's going through. So I'm going to call her now. Hi, Sasha?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning. All right. You're live now. Yes. You're on air now. All right?
Yes, please.
All right. So again, viewers, welcome Sasha. And I was telling you that Sasha was on last week. We heard her story that she needed help, but what we want to do now is fill in the blanks. We need to understand what Sasha has gone through to get her to the point where she is now. Why it is that she has been seeking help. So welcome Sasha, and I wanted to just tell the people them your story, because last week you told them bits and pieces, but people need to understand that you are the survivor of horrific incidents of domestic abuse, which has led to you being to where you are now. Right? So I wanted to share this story with me and the listeners.
Okay, well, good morning, listeners. Well, trust me, my story is very touching. I know I used to work at KPH where I met my baby's father. As I said, I was a single mommy. I'm a single mommy. And he met me with my son. He knows all about what I've been through. He knows that I was raped at 14 years old. He knows everything. And he said, okay, I will accept you and the child. And
so the first child was the result of a rape? The first child was the result of a rape?
Yes.
Yes. So we want to just establish the facts. Right, then you met him.
I met him and everything was okay, and he knows about my son, and he said, okay, I'm willing to take care of you and your son. And being there with him, everything was okay until I remember when I was 7 months pregnant, he started to cheat. And remember, he bring me in a community where I don't know anybody, and I can't remember I was going to shop. And when I was going to shop, I saw this girl. She worked at a bar. Take a girl, man, I will not respond. But through the community that I'm in, I don't know anybody, so I figure more or less it's not me she's talking about. Till one morning, the girl called me phone and said, tell him to stop coming to my yard. Stop coming to my yard. He might come to my yard, come fight me over my son. So I said, what kind of thing that? Which sent some picture with him and her in bed and everything. And when I confronted him about it, he tore up my ID, my TRN, everything that I look about, my birth certificate, and he said it's only a one night thing. And this girl knew everything about me. He told the girl that he found me downtown in our market, which I was working. I was working at KPH over the food section, and that is where I met him, and everything was okay. Till I was around 7 months pregnant, he said to me, "Girl, if you never breathe, me kick you in the belly there. I just pick me, want you up, and then you can go back to your country." And trust me, my son experienced me being sexually molested, sexually, mentally, physically. And when my son started crying, when my son hear me crying, and my son said, Mommy, what is wrong with you? And I said, Jaquan. And I said, come here, baby, come here. And when the baby come in the room, he boxed him. Blam, go back in there, son. Go back in there, son, go in your bed. Don't come back in here, son. And he beat me. He took my underwear. He took my brassiere. When I said I don't want to have sex because of what he's doing to me, I said, and he said, you can't stay in my house and give me no sex. You can't stay in it. It will kill you. And I tell you, up to today, I am still in pain of when he beat me, backed me down. Each time I confront him about the girl, them where I call the phone and I text me, he say I lie me. I tell even when I show him the proof on the phone, he say I lie. Even when I show him in the bed, in the girl bed, where the girl send the picture to me, he say I know him. You understand? And Trust me, my son cried, and I can remember one day I go downtown, and when I went downtown, me and my son was walking, and my son said, Mommy, we passed some police, and he said, Mommy, see this one there. And a big one, they know want to kill, to kill. He said, Father, when you're 13 years old, hit me as a youth and kill him, and the police called me over and said, come here, Mommy. What is going on at home? And I started to explain to her, and she said, look here. It is not safe for your son to see your abuse because he might grow up within her head. And when I say already that this is what he's going to use to kill his stepfather. And the abuse part go on same way. If me talk too hard, he blocks me. If me go leave and go down on my sister, and we come back, he beats me up. I don't know what to do. If I don't cook, sometimes I feel so sick. It's not easy to look about two children plus house and clean and everything. And if I don't cook and him come and say, I don't feel good, he beat me up in front of my children, the two of them. I can remember my daughter look at him one day and say, Daddy, don't lick mommy. Don't lick mommy. You can't lick mommy like that. You don't love me, Daddy. You don't love me. So you ever beat me too? That is what my daughter said. But trust me, my son go through a lot. Even when he go to school, he feel like it is right for him to beat other kids or lick other children. You understand? And I was hiding it. Trust me, I was hiding it from the school. And they keep on calling me and saying, Miss, what's going on at home? And I finally went out and tell them.
So how did you get out? How did you get out of it?
Well, I went back home. He come down there, and I come back up. He didn't know my home in Manchester, but he find my home. And 3 years ago, I went to the police. Even, I'm going to tell you something. You see, the police then, they are wicked. Because I can remember when I go to the police say, because him know the police, him said to me, he said, go there to the police then. Them not going to know, because I need to fix them tires. And all of them stuff me. And I would go to the police and I tell them the name and whatever. And when the police carried me up on the scene, when I carried the police to his workplace, the police look at him and say, Johnny, are you that? I hear baby mother come out here and talk so much things about you. And the police was saying to me, it don't make sense we do anything about it. And anyway, they warn him and say if he do it again, they will come in and keep on doing it. And I went back out there and I saw a lady, a police lady. And that lady is the person who helped me, that police lady. She come for him and she lock him up. And we went to court and the judge said, pay me some amount of money for doctor bill, or they're going to make my doctor because the whole beat me up, I forgot doctor and all of them stuff. And the judge said I must not take anything from him, whether for doctor fee, medication, nothing. And we went to court and they gave him a 4-year ban, which he is on it now. And they give him a 4-year detention. He's not supposed to lick me, not supposed to violate the law. Until one day I don't tell him that I leave. I just say, okay, I'm going to spend some time by my sister. And he needed me to go to because he wanted to have the access to bring home his girls home. So I went to my sister to and from. Because even now, all my things is still there. Because in that same community, that is the community that my children go to school. Sometimes I bring them to school. He waited on me at the school gate. You know, give me my picky girl. Kill me, I will kill you. And this and but I tell you something. Him can't kill nobody. You understand? Because there have been times me get up and me beat him, me fight him back. You understand? Me stab him. Me do all kind of things.
You fight back after a while, you start to fight back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fight back, and trust me, his parents. I can remember his mom. One day he was up here beating me, and I was crying out, and nobody. The mother heard me crying, and she did not come to my rescue. And when the police came for him now, she was like, "You could have come and call me. You could have come and call me." So me not call me because me up here I cry, and nobody responded to me. And The police come and they take him away and then lock him up for a week. And then he came back out and I don't from the probation, when him go on the probation, he don't bother with his fighting, but he use his mouth. He do all kind of things and he still I do the sexually molested. He says I don't want to have sex. He even give me all kind of disease. Gonorrhea. When I ask him say, how this happened, he say me and me do it. And I even have to take him. When I go to the doctor, and the doctor give me a letter and say he must come in as well. And when he comes, go to the doctor, he tell the doctor, say, it is not him, it is me. And I have my personal doctor. Whenever I'm not feeling well, I will call her and I will tell her my situation. Whether I have money or not, she will say, okay, ma'am, come in. And just went up by my sister. True, you know where my sister lives, it is a bad place. But that is how he don't get access to come there. You understand? But whenever I come at school with the children, them are parents, teacher, that is the way he attack me. But he now fight me, you know, like word and mouth and, you know.
Throw him word at you.
Yes.
So has the school tried to intervene? The school realized what happened and tried to intervene?
Yes. Because I was trying to hide it from them based on how the child was reacting at school. And they said, no, Mom, you need to speak up. Because the boy told the school, but the school needed to hear from me. I didn't know that the boy was going down there crying and talking to his teacher about it. And I said, okay. And I started telling what I'm going through. Even the police, them trust me. When I go to them, as the lady said, them I ask to see them number. They can call the police station that I went to, yell at the police station. The police them out there is very corrupt. The man, there's one lady, when I went out to that lady said, no man, and I saw come and arrest him. You understand? When they went out there, they go to lodge domestic violence, then start to talk all kind of something. You know, I get him on the sex good, and the man don't want you less, but yes, he might abuse me. So I one day I look on him and say, let me tell you something. You know, come take up his body, and you know, come carry me in jail because I'm going to kill him. If I can't kill him, I'm going to poison him. And then say, oh, this lady is very serious.
You see what?
And I just take my time and went up by my sister. I started to spend weekend there till I just started to let my child left from there and come to school. But I am still in the process because I don't get the child in from the school as it because I am not working. I can't finance them in the right and proper way. So I'm still going through it, even though we don't live, but I'm still attacking you. With them. He's still being foolish, but thanks be to God, he's not fighting me or licking me no more. I don't know if I was living with him, maybe he would have done it, but I don't know about it. But he checked me, and sometimes we call, you know, come. And if he don't come, he might go take the daughter away from me because then I don't live nowhere and all kind of things.
So you still need help? Because that is one of the main reasons. If anybody can assist Sasha in getting a job, because half of the problem is that she is not financially independent, and this is what a lot of women go through, right? When you are not financially independent, you can't get yourself out of this position, right? So I'm telling you, been there, done that. I know. From experience, I'm talking from my own experience.
Because I don't have a job, I'm not working, nothing. So I am still in this situation. It's the only thing that I don't live with him because the children are still in the school that he lives.
Right.
There have been times when I go to the school for the children, then the father take them away, have them in my workplace. And you know, so once they take them away, I say,
you have to go.
I hunt them, I go.
You have to go for them.
And when I go, sometimes he come up and say, hey girl, you say if I never want thing, I change you.
So you really need to go, really and truly the best thing for you to do is to move your children and to find somewhere to live somewhere else. So you'd have to come out of that community totally.
No, because my things are here still.
I know, but you still have to find a way to come out. Whether your things are there, you have to go get the things and find a way to come out. You need to. We have to go talk. We have to go. We have to go find a way to intervene. All right. When I talk to you, cause I talk to you quite often. I talk to you off the air when we finish, and we see what we can do. So basically, try and get you out of the situation, because really and truly you are still, even though you're not living with this man anymore, you are still in the situation.
I'm still facing the situation, because I even called him this morning and I said to him that I'm gonna talk about my son, because you know everything about my son.
Yes, the son, yeah.
Your daughter need to go to school, and he said I must bring her back home to him. He will send him to school. This is how he reacts.
So him don't want to give you anything, right?
He's not going to give my child nothing. You understand?
So basically he's trying to force you to come back. That's the only way he's gonna take care of the child, if you come back into the abuse.
Yes, this is the only way. That is the only way. If I come back, he will take care of the child. And he even went and said he's going to go to court to get the child because I'm not working. I am not financially stable. But trust me, if my child experienced me being sexually,
you can't go back. But the thing is, what you need to probably do is go to the court, go to the family court, and let them compel him to pay child support. You have to go do it first. That's what you need to do. You have to go do. You need to go to family court, because the thing is, and let them know that he's abusive. You have the police report. You have everything. So you are the one that need to go.
Oh, my mom was here with me. I can remember a year ago, my mom was at the house where he lived with me, because she was sick. She couldn't walk. She couldn't do anything, and she was here with me. And he kicked me down in front of my mother, and my mother was just like crying because she couldn't help me. She couldn't do nothing. She couldn't do nothing at all to help me because she was sick. She was crippled, everything. So she could do nothing to help me. And
going back to where your parents are in Manchester is not an option for you?
Well, remember, I'm going to tell you about the
other situation with your son's father.
The little boy father.
Yeah. So you can't go back there? Oh my God.
I can go, but I can't go. Maybe I can't go back to my direct home. You understand?
Yeah. For the situation, I'm just gonna tell you. Right, because the situation with the first child's father is that he raped you and he was arrested and is serving jail time for that rape, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and he should be released very soon. So you really don't want to be anywhere near there when he's released.
Because in have people calling me and checking me and telling me all kind of stuff, so I'm scared for my life, and I don't know what this man would do. I don't know.
You don't know.
Even him not doing, him know what, because somebody always saying, your things are in incarcerated, we can't get to you. So people, every minute you see people sending random messages on my phone. We can't find you, so I'm scared. Honestly, I am very scared.
Oh my God.
I am very scared.
The story is so traumatic. I just hope that I'm going to, you have a number, anybody who wants to assist you can call.
Yes, please.
Yeah, give the number, because I know you sent the number to me, because I know people will try. Give the number.
886-2094.
886-2094.
Yes.
I just hope and pray that you can get the help. Believe me.
Yeah.
All right, Sasha. So we will talk. All right?
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. No problem. Take care.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that is Sasha. And I tell you, it's a really compelling and traumatic story. It really is. That heavy, 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 heavy. So again, if you want to help Sasha. Donnelly, this is very callous of you. Stop talking and try. This lady has been looking for a job, right? She has been looking for a job. What do you mean stop talking and try and do something? She reached out, she sent out resume, how much things this lady has been trying to do. I hate when people are so judgmental and dismissive. You see, you don't know another person's story or struggle, but yet you want to dismiss them. You think she has too many excuses. You know what the lady is facing? Have you lived that day in her life? You hear she can't go back to where she's from because she was raped, right? Have you lived through a rape? Her first child is the product of a rape. She can't go back to the community because the man is somebody influential in the community. So she is basically like, she can't go back there at all. She's in a new situation now with an abusive man, right? I mean, why are women so callous to each other? Have you been raped? Have you been in a situation where you got through domestic abuse? So why? She shouldn't reach out for help? Why you think that she's not doing anything? No, sir, me can't deal with it. We don't me get upset when we are so callous to each other. God no. Oh my God. Oh, the man. Sorry, Donna. Sorry. I never understood. Sorry. But I'm sorry, Donna. My apologies. I didn't understand. Sorry. Me ready for cut off your head because me I say, why as women we so callous? It's the man you're talking. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Because the truth is, I've been in contact with Sasha now for about 2 weeks and her story brings me to tears so often. So often her story. Every time she tells me another piece of the puzzle, me get a migraine. She don't live with him anymore, but it's because the school that the children are in, in close proximity to where he is, she have to be in contact with him. You understand? She won't be able to, until she gets away from him totally, she is still at his mercy. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, she having post-traumatic stress. I mean, listen, I did not get over all of this until I went on Facebook and I document. Some of my friends can tell you, last year this time, when all of this story with this abuse was going on, I went on and I wrote it. I couldn't even talk about it. I wrote it. I wrote a series of blogs sharing my stories to the point where my ex-husband came on my page and started contesting the things that I was saying till all my story reached pink wall. Right? That is how till all him woman at the time was messaging me while I'm telling lies as if she was in the situation. No, it's behind me. I'm glad that oh my God. Yes, Philly, you are so right. People don't even understand. People don't understand. This is something that we need to continue. Yes, Natalie Panton is saying that she is between a rock and a hard place. And Lisa is saying that's why Jamaica is that, because black woman, but listen, let me tell you. Oh, it's heavy. It's a heavy topic. And I get so, being a survivor of it. And you know, the thing about it is, I'm a strong woman. I'm a very strong woman. I consider myself a very strong, outspoken black woman. And people would not, when I remember sharing my story initially, and it shocked people to the core. Because they did not expect that a woman like me would have been living through a situation like that. You know, you just never know. Some of the strongest women out there, we have these things. And abuse doesn't just start as violence. Remember, it takes time to wear you down. I remember, when I was leaving, my ex-husband would say things to me like, which man you think going to take you up with 3 kids? You can't go on because you can't, which man, they just used to try and damage you psychologically. I remember one of his women at the time calling me a cow. I mean, I went to his workplace. He was a manager he was a bank manager at the time, and I remember going to his workplace, and I was doing a transaction there. I don't even remember what I was there doing, but I remember going to leave, and seeing a woman when I was leaving, entering. And something did just rub me the wrong way about this woman. You know, you feel within your heart of hearts. I did not know this woman before. I've never had a confrontation with her before. I didn't. This was back in 2013. And I never had any, I never come across this woman in my life. And something just tell me to turn back. And I sat down in the lobby. I know that he had gone into a meeting with somebody else when I was leaving. So I decided to sit down and waited. And she said she was there waiting and I was there waiting. And he never came out. And I took up my phone and I was texting him. And she just became boisterous. I don't know, she thought I was taking her picture or something. And she started one Peter excited. You think when you take my picture, you can't stop me from take your man. And she just going on, and the staff realized what was going on and came out and said, Mrs. Lynch, you want to come in and whatever, because apparently they knew. Apparently this was their daily thing where she would come and he would go off with her or whatever. But apparently that day I wasn't supposed to be there, and it mashed up plan or whatever. Me no know. You understand? But that is how I found out. And you know, with that one, it didn't hurt as much as the rest over the years, because it's like mentally now, I started distancing myself. You understand? But that spurred me to just start taking care of myself now. I just started taking care of myself. I just started doing things, went back to dancing, doing things for myself, just going through and looking out for me. I just channeled my energy into my children and myself. And would you believe that he became more abusive? He became more clingy because he realized I was pulling away from him. So what he did, he became more clingy. Everybody know. I remember I sold a car that I had. Right? I sold a vehicle, and I had bought another vehicle, so I sold, and the man that buy the vehicle is a mechanic. And I decided to start using him to service my car and doing all of those things. So I would strike a good relationship. And him decided to say, he start accusing me of being with so every man who come to me now, me and them have a relationship, because all of a sudden I started looking good and taking care of myself. And I mean, the fighting just became more and more. I went and I get a new hair color. I lost a whole heap of weight. I lost like 30 pounds. I started, people at my office were like, wow. And I was getting more attention because I turned good. You understand? And it just made him more and more berserk. But him still, I remember the last straw for me was one day I got a flat tire on Joe Blaine. I was working. I had on my company shirt. I had on my little skirt and my high heel. And I was a drug rep. And the pretty car get a flat tire, and I pulled over. Lucky for me, it was in an area that a mechanic shop was nearby, and so I was getting some help. And him passed me in his car with a woman was in the front seat beside him. Me and him, I make 4, and him drive right past. And to me, at that time, I didn't even get upset, and I didn't confront him about it. I just left it. But to me, mentally right there, I had checked out. And incidentally, that is when the fights got more, because it's like him realized that mentally I checked out. I started, as I say, I was doing all of these things for myself. I was just out there, putting myself out there, and because of that, it just got more and more physical until I moved out. I went back to my mother's house. Decided to catch, leave my kids at my mother's house, go somewhere else, and every time he saw me on the road, I remember one time taking my daughter to school, to my daughter danced, and I was picking her up. I think me and Wayne were teaching. Cause you know me and Wayne danced together for the last 20 years. 21 years now. And we were doing a class, and when the class finished, he came there to confront me. Started a fight right there, right where my daughter dance, and I remember going to Pulse one night after dancing, and he's there again to confront me. So basically, everywhere I would go, he would hunt me down because I was staying somewhere where he had no access to me. So he would wait until him could have find me. If I go to pick me them school, he would just find me and confront me and fight me. And I would have, I'm talking physical confrontations until, as I said to you, I got him to go to Africa, and that is how it ended. So I understand where Sasha is right now, because it just bringing back my memories of what I had to go through, where even though you move away from him, you still have to be, him still have access to you. Because be sure eventually he would have tried to kill me. And even when he come back from Africa, he tried, you know. And it took my mother to just get up and say to him one day, say, listen to me. If you know anything about me, you would not trouble your daughter, my daughter. And I don't know what it is that she conveyed in her threat to him that just made him stop. And then no, it was on to the next phase, which was character assassination. Everybody know him tell, oh, she have man, she this, the children are not mine, this and that. So it went from one type of abuse to another now, because he couldn't access me anymore. So it was, oh, I am the wickedest thing. So I realized that I'm popular on social media. So I go to other bloggers and tell them things. Right? I have people, a lot of times I wonder, well, how people come up with these things where them come up with to cuss me. And I realized that he had something to do with it. He would be telling people things to cuss me about. And you understand? I remember somebody that I never got along with. It's so incidental that right now we're on truce, but never had any sort of relationship, and start cussing me about how me give man jacket and real and blah blah blah. And I'm saying, where would these people get this story? And when you investigate, you realize that this man had been going to these people and telling them things, because him couldn't get me, so him decided say him going to assassinate my character. There were pictures, everybody must have seen my pictures by now. They were published by him. You understand? So I tell you, say, abuse comes in so many different ways and form. And it took a lot for me to reach where I am now, where I'm cordial with him. You understand? People wonder how I can even talk to somebody like that again. You know, he was sick last year. It's so incidental that he had a stroke last year. And how my children, I think why I even sprung into action and even intervened is because of how my children reacted. And I was scared, not for myself or for him, but for my children, and how they would cope if he should become very ill or die. You understand? So, no, I don't hate him. I don't. And yes, I've forgiven him. I've moved on. I am now deeply in love with somebody else, and comfortable where that aspect is concerned. I've never, I used to think that, boy, it used to make me feel like I was the problem. I mean, all the violence, I was the problem. I've never had a confrontation with Wayne. Wayne and I have been together for 5 years, no, almost 6 years. And I have never had, and yes, I left my husband for Wayne. If it's that and trying to work out the math, yes. I never hide and go around the bush, yeah. I leave him for Wayne. Right? And we've never had a fight. We've never had a physical confrontation. We have some little petty quarrels, yes, but nothing where it has escalated to that point. And Wayne, I can't say that I've never felt disrespected by Wayne. So there are good men out there. Don't make people fool you and tell you that they are not. Right? And me not gonna swear for no man, not even Wayne. As much as I like to boast how Wayne is perfect, I would never swear for him. But I have never had a reason to feel insecure. You understand? I've never had a reason to feel disrespected. And I mean, I'm older and more mature, and probably things that used to bother me or affect me, but the things that I went through, I'm not going through now. So there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and I know other women in my situation, not that you have to find another man to move on, but there is love after. And also, even if it's not love with another man, you can move on with your life. Aluna Samba speaks about her abuse all the time, and one day I probably need to bring her on to hear her story. We've spoken together at a seminar discussing this same issue, and I'm telling you, she has a very moving story too. And one of these days we're going to bring her on to talk about her story when we tackle this problem, this particular topic again, right? But just so you know that you can be fulfilled after all. You heal after time. You understand? And so if you can help Sasha in any way. Let me see what you are all saying. Let me see what you're saying over on YouTube. Alright. King Devon is saying, sharing your story and your experience is certainly helping a lot of women, not just in Jamaica but around the world. Stay focused, keep your head up. The best is for you, not behind you. Thank you so much, King Devon. Every time she goes to pick up her child at school, I'm just reading through the comments. Yeah, and we need to encourage women who are faced. It's so common. I mean, it's so common. It's so. Yes, Michelle. As soon as I'm done, Michelle Mackenzie, I will send you Sasha's number. But I tell my story because I'm the mother of children, boys and a girl, and my daughter is so strong. But the thing is, I want her to know my story because I don't want her to ever experience what I went through. You understand? There is much more to my story that perhaps I am not ready to talk about, but some things she asked me and I don't know how to explain them to her because she has bits and pieces of her memory. She probably over time I'll be able to share more, but so far getting to where I am is what I am comfortable with sharing right now at this psychological moment in time. All I can ask you to do is encourage women, abused women. Somebody like Sasha, she needs a job desperately so she can become independent. She don't have to stretch her hand out to this man for money. You understand? And there are so many. The first guest that I had, she is literally fearing for her life because this man has somehow tracked her down. She moved, if you ever know where she moved from and where she moved to, you wonder how the hell him find her. And yet he still tracked her down. That means it is his intention to, from him go out of him way to find her. It is his intention to do her harm. You understand? I'm hoping that something can happen. We have her working with the police closely. I'm just hoping that there is some way to ensure that she's safe. You understand? So, I'm sorry to burden you with all of this. This topic today was very heavy. I just wanted you to hear firsthand the experience of people who have gone through it. When you read it, it's not the same as when you hear it. You understand? And these two women are from two different socio-economic backgrounds. One is a teacher, right? Right now, Sasha just had a series of unfortunate circumstances that has put her where she is, and I am so desperate to get help for her. You know, if I thought about it, there is another lady that is my friend. A lot of these women I talk to, we become friendly because I like to help people. It's a strength and a weakness. right? And I was talking to her. We got her to the point where she has been empowered to the point where she's going to nursing school. And, you know, she's not working. She's going to school. She has children. She's married. The husband is abusive, but she is trying to gain her independence, and she is going. She's studying to become a registered nurse. And with all the struggles she has, she needs to do two resits, and she needs assistance to do those resits because she can't afford it. So I'm going to put up the information as well. So if you can help her, she's a very good friend of mine now. I get close to these people over time because they share the story with me. I give them advice, and I develop a relationship with them. You understand? Yeah, it's a heal. Yes, Lorna, it's healing. It's a healing process. It is. It's healing for me too. Believe me, because there are a lot of times when I didn't even realize I was taking out I was so angry, and I was just in my liquor shell, and I was just without emotion, and it was affecting Wayne, you know, and it was affecting my children, and I realized that I needed to just get it out. Is either talking to a stranger or talking to everybody, you understand? And so I decided to just come forward with my story, and it has made such a significant difference. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me.
I can't live without a woman. Tell me, can you stop the violence against women? I would never hurt a woman.
You know any woman who is going through this, just try and help. I beg you. Don't hear the lick them and fly at night time. Don't hear the arguments and the fighting, and just turn a blind eye. Believe me, because you never know when it's going to reach the point where she loses her life, or she retaliates by killing him. You could be saving a life.
Stop the violence.
Please, I'm asking you.
We need to love our women and take care of the women. Stop abusing the women. We're losing too many women.
My number is 876-909-0988.
We need to love our women, take care of the women. Stop abusing the women.
Thank you everybody for joining me on the
There are predators out there who don't trust people.
YouTube, thank you so much. This is new. This is only my third program on YouTube.
They act as if they care.
YouTube family.
They are wolves in sheep clothing. They are evil.
Remember, we do this every Monday at
so
9 o'clock to 10:30 Monday morning.
Don't just go on any bus.
Thank you all for joining.
Don't just trust loose faces.
I really appreciate it.
Suss them out first. Don't make night get you too far from home. Don't get to
enjoy your
one's
week.
nervous.
Blessings for the rest
Just
of the week.
think before you
Remember
act.
to
Now
join me on Thursday morning.
Now to my big
Thursday
woman
morning
friend
for
them. Stop stay with the madman them. If every day you might beat you, and I'll treat you one day. Your life is a problem. Girl, now make true money.
This
Stay
Thursday
on
we're gonna
fight because
come
it
with a
better you
brand
leave if you not treat you right. But don't disrespect and stay out at night. But well up these days we're losing too many women. Stop the violence against women. We need to love our women and take care of the women. Stop abusing the women. We're losing too many women, yeah. Stop the violence against women. We need to love our women, take care of the women. Stop abusing the women. Me never seen nothing where hurt me so. If you want find God, them say a church you go. But the one with the lead them, with the teacher, can't believe same dirty son. 63 minus 15. No, the 48 that them sewing up your church. But if I had to say that pastor would get 48. Hey, and then the criminal them went upon the taxi route. Kidnap the little girls and thief them forbidden fruit. Me have a bag of stone, no me no one shoot. Me wanna feel a lot of pain absolute. We're losing too many women. Stop the violence against women. We need to love our women and take care of the women. Stop abusing the women. We're losing